The mother of a 4-year-old girl defiled by residents of Asin at the Dientem in the Central Region is calling for justice. Monica Nyako is also contesting the age of the accused, who she says is more than 16 years. The distressed mother is also accusing a local chief in the area of obstructing justice, claiming the chief told her action cannot be taken against the accused because the community guards say the suspect is innocent. Maxwell Agbagba has more in the following report.
It is early morning here at the St. Francis Xavier Hospital at Asimfusu. Outside the compound, I've met Monica Nyako. Monica is the mother of the 4-year-old girl who was defiled. Monica is trying to get her daughter to walk, but she's unable to do so as she cries, a little girl in pain. The girl is unable to stand. She looks very pale with the bandage from the intravenous therapy still on her left hand. Monica Nyako tells me she had left home for a funeral in the community when the incident happened. She discovered what happened when she decided to bath her daughter.
I was bathing my daughter sometime around 7 p.m. Just when I was about to wash her private parts, she told me not to do it because she was feeling pains there. I asked her what happened, and she said one Kwabena had sex with her in a toilet facility. I asked her where her 8-year-old sister was before the incident happened. She told me Kwabena sent her sister to go and get him coconuts and further warned my daughter not to respond when her sister calls, otherwise he will kill her with a stick. He carried her on his shoulder after the act and dropped my daughter behind our house. My daughter bled for about 3 days. I can show you the diapers we were forced to buy for her, and it is full of blood. She couldn't pass urine, but by God's grace, she has been able to do that now.
I'm currently stepping out of the St. Francis Xavier Hospital. The 4-year-old girl was hospitalized in this facility where we are told that she bled for many days. Her mother, Monica Nyako, tells me that when the case was reported to the chief of the community, he says they've taken the issue to a deity, but the deity says the boy who has been accused of raping 4-year-old Jessica is actually innocent.
One of the local chiefs in the community says they took the boy to the village deity, and the gods said the accused person did not commit the acts.
I've now met Oscar Dazi. Oscar is a local journalist in Asimfusu. He tells me rape is very common in the municipality. He has been recounting some recent cases.
This incident is very rampant here. This year, beginning of this year till now, we visited a similar incident which occurred at a town called Asin, what they call it, Haiti, in which a teacher defied 3-year-old girl, and it even came to Asnakon for the police station. And within a week time, same incidents occurred at Asin Latte, near Asin Kushia in Orunchimai Parliamentary, in which a 7-month-old baby girl was defiled by his own senior brother, who was 24 years. All the instances I'm giving occurred just this year. In this same year, Asin Aroso, which is also in Asin South, about 15-year-old girl was raped by his own stepfather in a bush in which they were going to tap a palm wine. When the incidents occur, most occasions some of the traditional leaders used to plan, sit down, try to settle it, in which some of them don't even come to the police station. Same incidents occurred at Asin, what they call Yankumase, Asin Mansu rather, in which 13-year-old girl who was selling ice cream. When that lady was sent to go and sell ice cream, 3 guys called that lady in a gang rape. They raped the lady till she collapsed. And they accidentally carry her, go and throw her in a bush. And accidentally, the girl lost her life. And before we had access to that information, her body was even in the process of decaying. A certain girl, she is about 16 years. And according to the eyewitness, that lady was going to dump refuse somewhere. So a certain guy who is about 35 years old called her inside her room, kidnapped her for 2 good days. And according to eyewitness, the girl was raped for that particular 3 days with no food. And when the guy realized that the situation was getting worse, he tried to kill the girl. So he took a mosquito net, tied the neck of the lady, hung it in his own room, the scene in his own room, pushed the chair in a way of forcing her to commit suicide.
Unbelievable stories there. And there are other sides to the same story later today. We've got the police angle and the gender ministries angle as well. We'll share all that with you later today. Moving on, a senior police officer is advocating a paperless system for the Ghana Police Service to enhance its service delivery to the public. Menchia Divisional Police Commander ACP Kwekubua says it will actualize the service's vision of becoming a world-class police institution. Nana Asenso-Mensah has more in this report.
Kubwa is positive about its impact, including saving time by avoiding double data entry. He believes the paperless system would ensure a digitalized world-class police service.
We have paperless boards. Now, if you go to the DVLE and at the click of a mouse, at the click of a button, your data is there. Why can't you do it for the police? So I've told him he should give us 3 or more computers. And we have some IT guys in the police here at the police station who can do intranet for us. You come to lodge a complaint at the charge office. The information is passed on to the station officer automatically. Why can't you do it? It's done elsewhere. Why can't you do it here? We can, with your help.
How will paperless policing help
speed and accuracy? That is what we are going to benefit from paperless policing.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Oforikrom constituency, Dr. Emmanuel Mafo, has donated desks and office equipment to Oforikrom police station. He promises to add computers to the pool.
The support to the police station because we've realized that this is a constituency that is quite big and we need to enhance the work of the police to be able to provide effective security. And so I think since this police station was built, there hasn't been any major renovation. So the facilities were quite old, so I came in to help them to retile the floors, to build a new counter for them and to refurnish the station with furniture and other logistics that helps them to do their work.
Nana Asenso-Mensah reporting for JoyNews.
Now, Roads and Highways Ministry says that disregard for building regulations is contributing to distraction of the country's roads, especially in towns and cities. Deputy Sector Minister Kwabena Owusu Aduomi says uncontrolled running water on the roads during heavy downpours shortens the road's lifespan. He's unhappy Metropolitan, Municipal and District authorities appear to have sanctioned such distraction by their silence and inaction to the infrastructure abuse. Here's Ohimene Terrier's report from Kumasi.
One such construction breaches came to the road minister's attention at Bokrom Airport Roundabout Road in Kumasi during an inspection tour. Member of Parliament for Menchia North, Collins Owusu-Amankwa, told officials of the ministry private developers have blocked waterways on the stream in the area.
You can see that there has been a lot of encroaches. So we are appealing to them that either they evacuate or we apply the rules of demolishing the entire area.
Mr. Owusu Aduomi, who is also a member of Parliament for Ejuso, says the development is a drain on national resources.
You block the water builds up and then it spills over the road. Wherever water overtops the road, there's a problem. Because the water percolates into the road pavement and damage it and then destroy it completely. That is what we saw when we were on our way to Bokum.
He laments, though local assemblies are aware of the situation, there's little or no effort to address it.
This problem is a problem that is known to all the municipal assemblies. It is not the ministries that we need to whip them up. They know. And they know that building closer to these river channels are not good enough for us as a nation. You cannot carry the water safely across the road and also through where that pass. So it's a problem that is known to all of us as a nation.
Meanwhile, Sector Minister Kwesi Amoakwanta has tasked engineers of the ministry and their local counterparts to team up to find appropriate solutions.
We need immediate solution to it. So you are here as engineers, but I don't expect an answer from you immediately. But that's why all of you have been assembled. And all of you are here, the technical people, the cream of my ministry, all of you, the senior engineers, you are here. I want a solution to this. You have looked at it, then you have the technical eye. Within the next few days, come out with a solution and give instruction to the regional directors to initiate action.
From Kumasi, for JoyNews, I'm Interior reporting.
Government has presented a bill to Parliament to establish a fund to cater for the family of the late Major Maxwell Adam Mahama, who was lynched at Dintra Boase in the Central Region in May this year. Addressing the media after the Major Mahama Trust Fund Bill 2017 was laid in the House, Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwo said an amount of 500 Ghana cedis will be deposited into the fund as seed money as promised by President Akufo-Addo shortly after the Major's death.
The Attorney General was of the view that the only way to establish that trust fund, and particularly because public funds will be used. If you remember, the government itself pledged 500,000 Ghana cedis, so public funds will be used. The only body that has the power to actually oversee public funds is Parliament. So instead of using Trustees Act, we had to come to Parliament because public funds will be used. And so we are establishing this fund. It's a bill, and it's a law that a bill that ultimately will become a law, and then the President will assent to it when Parliament has done its work properly for us to get that trust fund established in its name. In fact, the fund is essentially his fund. It's not meant to do any other thing. The object of the fund is essentially to take care of his assigns, his family, and to their welfare, and nothing more, nothing less. It has trustees headed by the Minister for Defense.
And that seed money, which will be put in this fund when it is finally approved, is 500,000 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Quay, has referred the bill to the Finance and Defense and Interior Committees of Parliament for consideration. That's it for the AM News. Of course, we do have a lot more news online. We will be touching base with myjoyonline.com in a bit, plus the newspapers. We want to check out how the various newspapers are reporting the stories this day. But there are two very popular runabouts in Kumasi. I understand there's a famous one at Tech, there's also a Jiso, and there's a Diom. Those three runabouts, if you live in Kumasi, then you are familiar with these runabouts. My understanding is they cause massive traffic every day in the city. Now, the roads minister says those runabouts are going to go off. They're going to be erecting traffic lights to regulate the flow of traffic. What do you think if you live in Kumasi and you use these runabouts? Ohimin Teria will be coming to us live from Kumasi later this morning. That's where we will be roving. But of course, I'd love to hear from you. Stay with me. I'll come back with the newspapers, with what you're sending me via text in terms of what do you think about the stories we've done so far and what it is to come, and anything else at all that you want to tell me on this day. So stay right there.